Hi everybody, welcome again. This is the missing round number 1 that I'm just recording. I know that you already saw the recap of rounds number 2 and 3. And the round number 1, like as you may imagine, was chaotic because it was the first day, too many things going on, plus I lost. So I wasn't that in the mood into recording, but I wanted to do it as soon as I could, so you guys can see what happened. So this round was against the Spanish kid. He was like 15-year-old, and I knew the pairings 1 hour before the game. So I had like half an hour to check on what he was going to play, and I knew that he was going to play this c3 line. So I was kind of prepared against the opening. He played exactly what I thought that he was going to play. Here, the a6 plan is to move the knight to a5, so we take the pair of bishops, specifically the light squares bishop. So for that, he has to play a4, and then we move the bishop to a7, so when he plays b4, he's not threatening my bishop anymore, and my bishop is already hidden and protected on a7. Then he played knight d2 as he supposed. All of this was actually exact same game of one of the games he played in the Spanish under-16 championship this year. So I played d6 as I should. He played h3, I played h6. He played rook h1, and I played bishop e6. So here the opening tree supposed to be open because he has two different options. The option I wanted he to do actually, because I felt kind of more comfortable and was kind of more of my style of playing, was bishop takes bishop. So he kind of doubled my pawns but also opens up my f file, and I'm potentially going to have control of the f4 square as well if I just move my knights to position at them there. Also this knight can come across, the queen can come across too. So it's a very, very like dynamic position. And the other line that he could have played was b4. So when he played b4, I also checked it on my prep, but as again it wasn't that deep. So I moved my knight to d7. Then he pushed his pawn to d4. I took, and he took back with the knight, which was a mistake, and I knew it immediately because he's not taking the center of the board, and that means that my diagonal is still open. So positionally, now I'm ahead. You see the bar is 0.7 for me. Of course, here I need to trade, and after trading, I move my pawn to d5, but I think it wasn't the best decision. The best decision here, knight d6, and for example, what can he do? Like, my biggest fear was from him to come to f5, but that was miscalculation from my part. Like, strategically talking, there's nothing wrong with knight f5 because I don't have a bishop anymore in e7, and maybe I just saw things that weren't going to happen, like a sack here or some queen entrances, because all the queen entrances are protected. Like, if you check on it, the queen can't come here because the knight's here, the queen can't come here because the knight's there as well, the queen can't come sporadically to h4 because the knight was protected. So it wasn't nothing to be worried about, and the knight g6 thing is also planning to go to e5 maybe, controlling f4 so the bishop can't be developed actively. Anyways, I played d5, which wasn't a mistake. I'm still with a very good position, so we trade. Then he came to f5. I played rook e8, which was the best move. He came to e5, and here I blundered. So here, when I moved c6, my plan was to move my queen to b6, to put some pressure on f2, or to move my queen simply to c7 to put pressure on the e5 knight, because it was pretty annoying knight. Even if he's not doing nothing right now, it's pretty annoying for me. But here I missed completely an attack that white had, and was brutal. Like, I couldn't stop it when he did it. Like, when he actually, after I moved, even before he moved, I found out that I was already in trouble. Like, c6 was the worst decision. Before c6, everything's perfect, and after c6, I'm positionally dead, because queen f3 is threatening queen g3, threatening g7 mate, but at the same time is threatening knight h6. So the fact that I let the queen come across was a huge mistake. And she can come across, but if a knight is not on f5, but if she comes across and there is a knight on f5, threatening checkmate, threatening knight h6, is a problem. So after queen f3, I was just so bad there. I played knight e3, trying to make things a little bit complicated. He took my knight, I moved my king, he checked me, and it was over. So what I would do now instead here was knight e7. Actually, after the game, we commented a little bit, and I told him, like, in that position, I think that I'm very good, like in a very good position, and then I proved it with the ending. Like, with knight e7, everything is perfect, because he's not forced to trade queens, but if he doesn't, I think I'm gonna get a very active position. Like, he could do queen f3, for example, and I can trade, and then when he takes back, I can go maybe to d6. So he has development issues. The knight is temporary pin, and I could try to trade queens here to double my rooks. My bishop is still on a7, so there's a weakness on f2, even if it's not like a theoretical weakness, because the pawns are together in the same island. It's a very nice diagonal and a very good point of attack. Look that my bishop has one of the biggest diagonals in the board, which is from a7 to g1, and it's very open. There are no pawns in the center, it's an open game, so bishops are gonna be very important here. So if I would have played knight e7, the game would have been totally different. And anyways, now you can use this way of playing against the opening my opponent used, the c3 thing. And remember the a6 plan, threatening knight a5, and then to hide the bishop on a7, which is gonna be your winner bishop at the end of the game, guys. So this was my first game. I hope you enjoyed the video. The game is finally there. It's not a secret anymore. I'm sorry for the delay, but I'm gonna keep posting and all my recaps, and you're gonna see a recap of round number 4, which is today at 4 p.m. local time, Portugal time, in about 10 hours in the night when I finish my game. So I hope you enjoyed this recap, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!